All right, let's see what we got here. All right, today's that type of day, man. That's how I'm feeling. Now, if this is your first time here, welcome. It's definitely a great pleasure to have you here. I go by the name of L'Esprit. I am a spiritual healer. And being a spiritual healer, what I do pretty much is that I help you to become Christ-like, to become Buddha-like, to become Krishna-like. And what all of that means, pretty much, is that I help you to attain your highest level of consciousness. To become the illuminated one, the shiny one, the Christ-like. That's exactly what that means. You have attained that highest level of consciousness about who you are. And that's when now you get to talk all the good stuff about you being in the kingdom of God and exploring the universe, and you being the son of God. You get to do all that good stuff. You can only do it by knowing, or when you attain that highest level of consciousness. And those of us who have attained that level, now we're testifying by telling you that you can do it too. Or we're pretty much helping you to do it by providing our testimony. And as a spiritual healer, pretty much that's what I do. And that's what our ancestors did. They left manuscript, all of these things, because they already done it for us, so that way we can be saved. That's why the work is already done for you. Not so much in the sense that you don't have to do any work, but it's the manuscript is out there. It has already been done. Me attaining my highest level of consciousness, I'm not the only one. You know what I'm saying? And that's what this is telling you. But anyway, that's what I do. And I guess on the same breath as I'm talking about this, it's another way for me to also to shout out all the fucking ancestors. To thank them for everything they've done and still doing. Oh man, nigga, if you know, you know. But anyway, essentially that's what I do. Now, how do I go about doing that? Well, I help you to become mentally and emotionally balanced. Because for you to see the bigger picture, you cannot be one-sided. The minute you become one-sided, you have a one-sided perspective, which is not the totality or the holistic or the highest way of seeing things. We all know, and you have probably witnessed or have probably experienced, people who are being too emotional. If you're saying, why does emotions and your mental, what do they have? They have a lot to do with your vision. Your emotions and your mental has a lot to do with how you see things in this world, in this reality. In fact, you truly see things through your inner vision. That's what your inner vision is. That's why even though we are living in the same world, we could see a car. We all see the same things, but when it comes to having a deeper understanding of life, or even to go whatever the fuck the situation is, it has to do with you can only go as far as you go. But for you to, again, it has a lot to do with that, because now for you to attain or become Christ-like, you have to embody all of you. In fact, if you see the title of this conversation, and I'm getting ahead of myself because I'm very excited about this one, it's like you are that mystery. And I'll be talking about voodoo too, just so you guys know. Because that has a lot to do with it. But anyway. I hope I'm not throwing you off. Let's take it one step at a time here. I'm seeing everything in my mind, so just bear with me for a second. You having the attainment of your highest level of consciousness has to do with your emotions and your intellect. That's why Jesus was telling you, listen to the Father's words, listen to God's word, because it would help you to elevate or to give you the sight that you need, the type of understanding when Jesus is telling you to drink his blood, this is all synonymous to, those are not physical shit. This is talking about, the type of understanding that you need for you to become greater. So for you to attain your highest level of consciousness, to know who you are, you have to be in tune with your emotions, because your emotions, the minute, like, it could either block your vision or it could expand your vision. When you are emotionally, let's just say, unbalanced, then your vision is going to be limited. That's what you see when people, let's just say, are being mad, or you even being too happy, or if you're being triggered. All of these goes under the umbrella of you being not emotionally balanced. And all of that, you're going to act a certain way. So now what you have is that a lot of people now that are witnessing, that I've seen this, now they say, you know what? Fuck your emotions, because your intellect is going to give you a better view of what you're looking at. In other words, a better understanding. You'll be more in control. That's another fucking illusion. Because, the minute you become too intellect, in other words, you become too logical, you can't relate to other people around you. That's why there is such a thing as being emotionally intelligent. And that emotions now allows you to relate a lot more to your environment. Meaning it would help you to use your intellect better by being emotionally balanced. But I'm also saying that to show you that you cannot get rid of your emotions, because the minute that you do, you're going to become very robotic, rigid, and just like someone who's being emotionally unbalanced, who can't see what's in front of them, now you become just like them too. That's why they tell you, people are people, man. Like, you have to approach people from a people perspective. If you don't, then you'll never have compassion nor understanding for somebody else. Do you see what I'm trying to tell you? But then again, at this point also, you wouldn't have the highest level of awareness. So for you to be Christ-like, Buddha-like, that's what I help you with. And I'm pretty much giving you the science. That's why you have to become holistic. You don't want to suppress your emotions, because you need them. They need to be balanced. Just like your intellect, you don't want to use all your intellect. Or you don't want to use it. You need your emotions to guide your intellect. Not crazy, and vice versa. So now that's why I help you now. For you to become, to attain your highest level of consciousness, you have to be mentally and emotionally balanced. Now, when I'm talking about being emotionally balanced, what is it that I'm talking about now? This has nothing to do with, let's just say, how people would say, you are calm. Like in the society that we're living in, it's almost like to justify that, to justify yourself, because it's behavior based. Look at how calm he is. And somehow it gives you, okay, that person is emotionally balanced. That's bullshit. In fact, if you know anything about anything, it's a lot of these motherfuckers that you may need to stay away from. The motherfuckers who always speak perfectly, or they appear to be, oh my God, those are always the motherfuckers that their reality is not what they appear to be. Trust and believe. Trust and believe. So being emotionally balanced, what this is talking about here, it's you acknowledging your own emotions. You understanding, okay, I'm feeling this way. This is why I'm feeling this way. And understanding you feeling this way comes from this or that took place, and now you're feeling this way. A perfect example of that would be, let's just say, and in so many words too, that's why this also involved, your shadow work is also involved in it. Because as part of your emotions, you're dealing with the shadow side of you, meaning the part of you that you do not see. I cannot touch your emotions, although it's very real. I mean, you reflect it in your action, or maybe in your words, and even sometimes in your physical too, like when you appear to be, or you look a certain way. So it's a real thing, even though it's not palpable. And here's something else too. I'm going to be talking about all that shit. That's why you have to embrace all part of you. Because we're living in a society, without me getting too way ahead of myself here, but I guess since we kind of, open up that door a little bit, where we choose different, we choose a certain aspect of us, and then we refute the other aspect of us. What people are calling supernatural, how is it supernatural when you experiencing the shit as much as your waking experience? In the occult, we call this the waking experience. I mean, how do you say your dream's crazy when you felt it just the same as much as you felt me touching you now? Why do you choose one reality over the other? I mean, those are all philosophical shit. But if you take out all the bullshit behind it, the reality is you are experiencing that shit. You call it crazy, and that's exactly what I'm addressing now. Why is it crazy? Do you see what I'm saying? To know you can't, you're always going to be one-sided. Then you're going to have to call that supernatural, or it doesn't exist, whatever the fuck that people are talking about. You know what I'm saying? And then, again, you're being closed-minded. Because, and here's the thing too, Jesus was not stupid, man. Like, I'm saying this for those of you, let's just say, if you're still looking at Jesus from a physical perspective. He was no shape and form a motherfucking stupid nigga. And there's nobody who believes in God or who is in God who was stupid. I'm saying that to say, when you are one-sided, you don't see the full picture. And to a certain level, that's what stupidity is. But anyway, we have all night. I'll get back to that in just a minute. But going back to what I'm talking about now, though, in terms of, you need to embrace. So doing being shadow work is also part of you becoming emotionally balanced, because now you understand your emotions. A lot of us, when we get disappointed in life, when you hear people saying, that's why I always tell people, you have to learn how to love with a broken heart. Because the person that may have hurt you, they may not know any better themselves. Do you see what I'm saying? So yes, you are hurt, but you have to learn how to see things. You got to use that pain. Because what the pain also does to you too, here's something else. That's why you have to embrace everything in life. Because what pain does for you too, it helps you to balance yourself out, man. It gives you, the idea of pain is not to, it gives you that conflict, that contrast. We need that. Again, this is also part of us. That's why the more you get to know yourself, the more mysterious you become too. And then you realize, man, there are so many things, there's so many aspects of you. There's so many things that contribute to the person that you are, and you have to embrace all of it for you to see, or even to have the bigger picture. But I guess for now, emotions too, you're dealing with pain as well. That's another form of emotions that has to be managed, understand, or understood, and transmute. Once you understand it, then you have the ability to transmute it, to change it. That's what being emotionally balanced is all about. Has nothing to do with not raising your voice. Sometimes you may need to raise your voice. So motherfucking what? Sometimes you gotta let a nigga know. Not just for the sake of that nigga, but for the sake of the truth in itself. You know what I'm saying? It's not gonna be a back and forth shit. But let me talk to you real quick, man. You know, but then again, being emotionally balanced too, you choose your battles. It's all part of it. But the main point that I'm making here, it has nothing to do with you not raising your voice or appear to be poised and somehow you serious. Oh my God, look at him. Fuck out of here. It has nothing to do with that. If anything, like I mentioned, it's bullshit. It's more of a trickery. It's more behavior based. It's more bullshit. Now, being mentally balanced, that's another one too. You got to understand now, just like I talked about being emotionally balanced, the background, the shadow work, what's underneath it, just like when you're dealing with your intellect, you have to understand your subconscious mind. You have to understand your mind, how it works. Culture, how's your culture training you to think? Because until you are aware of these things, then you will just be under. If you don't get them, you don't understand it, you will be under their spell. The only way for you to get out of it is by understanding it. When you understand how the schooling system is shaping you, that's how you automatically get out of it. Because the people who are partaking in it, they are just being conditioned by it. They don't see the full picture. So to be mentally balanced, that really entails you understanding, you know, your culture, how biased every culture is. Every culture got the best shit ever. Come on, man. Like, what the fuck are we doing? Everybody's the best? I guess. Do you see what I'm saying? Again, I'm not for or against none of it. All I'm saying is you got to be aware of that. You know, that's why, you know, culture matters. You know, when you understand your culture. Like in our culture, I'll give you a perfect example. We justify a good relationship by marriage. Meanwhile, people who are getting married, they're telling you marriage is work, dog. It's not the end of the relationship. That's when it pretty much, I don't want to say started. I mean, because it started already. But the idea of thinking it's justified, that's not the case at all. The justification is going to come from the actual work. And I'm not even going too far into marriage here to tell you that it is a contract, whatever the fuck. I'm not even mentioning none of that shit. But as a culture, we see it that way. You see, if you don't get to see that in our culture, then now you blended in it. Then you cannot be mentally balanced. You just a follower, bro. You're just being programmed. You're being conditioned. You have a conditioning mind, a conditioned mind, not a free mind. See, that's why you have to learn how to be, like I always tell people, in my case, how to be Haitian without being Haitian. Where I was born is where I was born, but in terms of me, how I look at life, I mean, I'm still going to have that Haitian perspective. Don't get it fucked up, but I know how to, you know, it's not limited. It's not in a box. In fact, I do use it to, I expend it. So it's not really going against it, but it's more like you need to expend out of it or expend it, however you want to put it. It's not to be confined by it, but I use it to even further myself. And that's being a little bit deep for a second. You know what I'm saying? I'm just feeling myself a little bit. I figured, what I'm saying, I'll just throw that in there. You know what I'm saying? But tomatoes. You get the point. So you have to be aware of all these things. Perfect example now. We always talk about the fucking justice, the fucking Diddy trial. That's a perfect example of culture understanding, even when we talking about justice. Again, this is not me being for or against. This is only for educational purposes. How do you talk about justice when it depends on other people's perception? Then now you have lawyers who are choosing juries or member of the jury based on their advantages. Do you understand what I'm saying? Or better yet, think about it this way. Like in my case, I have a few of my Haitian niggas who got deported. They used to sell like fucking weed and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? I mean, bulk and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? And then now this shit has become illegal. Okay, fuck these niggas. How about the people who's locked up here? Or who was locked up when that was legal? What do you call justice? Do you see what I'm saying? And I remember when I was doing my undergrad, we had this class, this business class, where we had to learn the differences between ethics and law. I think it was business ethic laws. When they were talking about the laws and ethics are two different things. So what are you calling justice then? If just yay. I'm just asking the question. And that's why, well, that's not the reason why, but that was the point that Bane was making. If you see, The Dark Knight Rises, when he was talking about the fake justice system, I want to give it back to the people, to you. Go back and listen to that shit. That was some deep shit. Again, the reality that you're living now. What do you call justice? Do you see what I'm saying? That's why it's important for you. Okay, let's take a look. Okay. Democrat, Republican, right? Which one are you? So are you saying, let's just say if you're a Democrat, are you saying that the Republican has no good values? They have nothing good? There's no values that they have that is good? And if so, why do you neglect that to be part of a gang? Because the last time I remember, even for myself, one truth never heard another truth. That's why a man of God will forever be a man of God, not a man of book, or not a man of fucking certain type of religion. But you would be for anything or any word, any wisdom that comes out of the mouth of God. So, meaning if you're a man of God, a truth that comes from voodoo, a voodoo truth, let's just say, for lack of a better term, something that some voodoo niggas may say that is true, some real shit, and there's a whole lot of it too. In fact, the word voodoo, just so you guys understand, because a lot of you guys don't know what that means. The The first part of it is talking about introspection, you going inside. And the do part means mystery. That's why we talk about the mystère, what you don't know. So the more you delve into you, this is you, in so many words, going after the mystery. That is your journey. And as you're doing so, you become mysterious in the process of knowing you. That's why the more you know about you, the more mysterious you become. But I'm getting ahead of myself here. And I will be touching on that a lot more. But I'm saying that to say, one truth never hurt another truth, bro. That is why, like I always tell you guys, that's why Christianity has a fucking agenda. If I'm telling you the truth, if it's really the truth, you shouldn't change who you are. It would add more to who you are. And another way of saying this, that's why you'll see a Buddhist when he said, yo, yo, man, what do you think about Jesus? He was a prophet. He was dope. Look at the word that the man was talking about. How do you deny that? But if you're a Christian, I'll tell you, yo, what do you think about Buddha? What would you say? Your only God is the true God. Or your only truth is the truth. They have nothing good to say? Is it the work of the devil? Come on, man. You see, that is also part of your agenda too. These are the things that you're saying to yourself. I mean, no wonder why this is why this religion was used by your colonizers to convert you. You see, when they talk about converting you, it wasn't about you attaining your highest level of consciousness. When we talk about being born again, being converted, what they were talking about is converting you literally. That's why they change your name. You speak their languages. You become like them. That's the whole agenda behind it. That's why they have to take away your religion. They give you theirs. Then anything that is not that, then now it's no good. Do you understand? You know what I'm saying? And then now you have motherfuckers all arguing about Jesus was black, Jesus was white, Jesus, okay, who the fuck gives a fuck? What would any of that help you? How is any of it as helping you? What is it adding on to you? Besides controlling you to think a certain way or controlling your behavior. Christianity is the only fucking religion who does that, bro. Ask any motherfucking body what you think about Jesus. Cool, man. You know what I'm saying? Shit, I fuck with him. Nigga talk about love. How can that be wrong? And here's the flip side of that. Then now you have other people who was talking about voodoo, who knows nothing about voodoo, but yet they're saying that there's nothing good about it. Meanwhile, I mean, the fucking hypocrisy too. The ritualistic Jesus dying for you, all those deaths that are taking place. It's almost like, you know, do you see the similarities? And here's something else too that motherfuckers don't know. Like voodoo, it's all about you defining witchcraft for voodoo. That's energy weapon. You don't have to know voodoo to know this shit. If you know this is what they call correspondence, we were wise enough, we understood, we knew about the sacred geometry, meaning we understand the energy, let's just say, in cinnamon. And cinnamon, that's why if you want to do some magic to put some money in your pocket, you use cinnamon, because that energy is equivalent to the energies of money. When Jesus telling you, to eat his flesh, what this is also saying is his words, the level of understanding. As you do that, then you become like him, he becomes like you. This is all energetic, because it cannot take place physically. In fact, it's being said physically so you don't take it literally. That's the wake-up call. That's the But instead of you motherfuckers doing that, this is where now, they tell you the letters kills, but the spirit now gives life. But anyway, I'm not going to spend too much time in that. So, again, you have to be mentally and emotionally balanced for you to attain that highest level of consciousness. That's what you see even when you look at the person. I mean, let's just talk about the Jesus person. The person Jesus. He was not involved in politics. Was he? Who did he vote for? Who was he voting for? Didn't he tell you to let Caesar... how the fuck did that shit go? Give Caesar what belongs to Caesar? How do you have a church? Anyway. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I don't get it, bro. I don't get it. So what you have truly, you have motherfuckers who are following the letters. And even the letters, they don't even get it, because you can't understand the letter just by looking at the letter, because you're the one giving life to the letter. That is the reason why, you stupid motherfucker, when you go from 10th grade, you go to 11th grade, or you went from high school, you know how to read and write. Then when you go to college, you have a teacher, don't you? What is it that the teacher's doing? Breathing life into the new text that now you're living. Now that you're reading, I'm sorry. This is why you cannot approach this academically. When you have a teacher not because you don't know how to read or write. The teacher is helping you with the understanding of what's going on in the book. Then now they give you homework in that book after this chapter to see if you got it. So just to read the Bible, you'll never get it, you stupid motherfucker. That's when the spirit of discernment of the Spirit of God, that's what we understood. That's why, when you go by, or that's why you motherfuckers, you using book references. Oh, is it true? Was it said in the Bible? Whereas this book is used to serve you. Now you being a slave to a book. You're doing book references. Show me where it says that in the Bible. If you show it to me, then I'll believe it. That sounds dumb to me. Do you see how the book is in charge of you? Instead of you being in charge of the book? And those are the motherfuckers now you go to church listening to give you sight. So you have a blind that's leading other blinds. You have a blind that's leading other blinds. But anyway, this shit's crazy. This shit is crazy to me. But anyway, the truth never takes away from you. It adds to you. That's why, and I'm going to be talking about spirituality in just a second. In spirituality, we do say, listen, you act like you're God. Everything that you see any type of Christian or Buddhist is doing is in accordance to their literature. Another way of saying that is in accordance to their God, because that is their God. If I become a Seventh-day Adventist, then my Friday night, it's not going to be the same as your Friday, nor my Saturday. Why? Well, I mean, Sabbath, God created the world on the sixth day. In the Old Testament, that's what it says. And because that's what it says, guess what I'm going to do? That's what I'm going to do. And that's what the Bible is, the Bible. That's how the Bible became the Bible. And I'm just giving you Bible for dummies right now, because that's really some dumb shit. And then how do you speak of being a man of spirit? A man of spirit, that's a free mind. A man of spirit, a man of God. Listen, it's a man who speaks with authority. That was what Jesus was saying when he says those words are being accomplished right now. That's a whole other level. Yet you repeat it, you see it, you still don't understand it. Golly. Son, tell me what you want. Tell me how you want it. You know, please, let me know how you want it. This shit is crazy. But anyway, that would be that. If you motherfuckers coming back, you already know I'm not going to spend too much time. But I always also love to spend a lot of time talking about that. Because if you understand that alone, and this is also to help you to develop that inner vision. Oh, I know exactly what I'm doing, baby. You are getting your meditation. I mean, your medications. I'm giving you that inner sight that is needed for you to start looking at things from a different perspective. The sight that would allow you now to start developing your inner vision, and now to materialize the true spirit in you, to make it, to become the God walking amongst men. So, okay, so then we already talked about that. Boom, boom, boom. Let's get there. You motherfuckers coming back. You already know, baby. You know, that's all for you. You know what I'm saying? Even the haters too. That's for y'all too, haters. You know what I'm saying? With this thing, you're just gonna go ahead and hate yourself, kill yourself. I don't know why you're hurting yourself by, you know what I'm saying? Listen, man. Respect the power. I tell them, respect your power, the power, but you can't respect the power because you don't respect yourself. You know, so that's why I gotta, you know what I'm saying, on your wrist, you know what I'm saying, go to your corner. But anyway, it's always a pleasure, motherfuckers. If, you know, as if it's now becoming a pleasure. It was a pleasure from the beginning. But I wanted to express that to you motherfuckers. I fuck with y'all, man. Like, and this is the reason why too. For me, this is the reward, man. This is the reward, bro. Look at how many videos I got. Look at the number of subscriptions that I got. Man, shit. I'm gonna drop more and more and more. This is another process. This is how I suck my own dick too. This is me stroking myself right now. Oh, I'm coming all over me. I'm fucking myself like Didi was fucking this nigga in that video. Listen, man, that's when you find yourself your treasure. Listen, man, nothing else matters, bro. Nothing else matters, man. And this will be seen or will be watched by those in due time. Don't worry about it. You know, it's gonna come when the teacher's ready, when the student is ready. Just know this has already been uploaded for you. It's waiting on you to show up, bro. Anyway, you know. Let's get back to business. You know what I'm saying? Hold up, man. let me charge mine. Let me put this thing to charge. But anyway, yeah, so let me do that while we talking. Hold up now, players. Okay, let me go take care of that real quick. Get a little bit of charge while I'm here, because it seems like my shit's about to die. But if I could put the charger while it's charging, I mean, I got this power bank thing. Give it some juice, and then now, because this shit's, it's acting funny and shit. You know what I'm saying? So I got backup for you niggas. so that tells you we definitely going in, niggas. We're going in. We're good for it. You know what I'm saying? We got stamina. Then now we getting some juice for you motherfuckers. And I love what the fuck I'm doing. Nigga, all day, every day. You heard? All day, every motherfucking day, my niggas. How's everybody doing out there, man? You guys are doing good? Y'all doing what y'all do? Hold up. What the fuck? Okay, now we good. Now we good. You good? You better be good, motherfucker. Now we good. We good. We good. All right, let me go back to where I was. You know what I'm saying? Come on now. Can all the dogs get along? You know what I'm saying? So, now, again, as part of my, I guess, part of my routine, I always like to take a minute, although I spent a lot of times already talking about some other shit. But let's take a second here to talk about spirituality real quick, because spirituality, obviously, well, I mean, if it's not that obvious to you, but to me, obviously, it's the foundation of everything that I'm talking about here. Because to me, what spirituality represents, what it means, is based on, the word spirit is there, and then it's talking about the state of mind of spirit. That's why spirituality is all story. It's talking about your life. It's giving you a deeper understanding of the life that you're already in. That's why in spirituality, we're helping you to recognize that you are the son of God, meaning a spirit, as the Father, as God, as the universe is a spirit. You are also that. That's what spirituality is. So that's why spirituality is you. But because now there's a lot of misunderstanding about spirituality, because we're living in a world where, it's not based on who you are. Okay, society is you've been trained to have a certain image, to act a certain way, to have this image. That's what you live by. And as a result, when we're talking about spirit, but also in a world where, just like, and that's what I'm going to be talking about too, where we don't embrace everything about us. We only embrace a part of us. That's why anybody who's of this world, then now you become one-sided. That is the very reason why you need to be born again, but this time of the Spirit. What that is talking about at this point is talking about you would need to acknowledge a deeper side of you. Then when you start seeing the Spirit in you now, then now you become spiritual. Now you become born again. You're no longer looking at yourself from just a physical perspective, but now you're also looking at yourself from a spirit perspective. Then now you start to understand why you need to meditate. Now you should understand why you need to open up your third eye. But you can only do or understand these things as you start to realize the Spirit in you. Then you understand prayers. Then now you start looking at yourself from a whole different perspective. Your hands, everything about you, those are tools. And everything surrounding you are also tools. That's why in Buddhism, and here's something else too, due to, the whole Scientology shit, the idea behind it was to intellectualize spirituality. And that's why you'll see a lot of people when they talk about Buddhism, They trying to make it as a way of thinking type of shit. Type shit. You see what I'm saying? Now they talking of Buddhism in a way of they trying to take the mystery out of it. And that's not the case at all. Because in all of those religions, there's mystery in them. You know why? Because you are the mystery. Every, let's just say, Gnosticism, Sufism, any spiritual sector or sect, you always gonna find an element of mysticism in it. And so is in fucking voodoo too. And definitely in Buddhism. Because as, just like I was talking about before, the word voodoo, when we're talking about voodoo, is you getting into yourself. It's you being in harmony with you. You understand spirit, then you worship, and you understand spirit is all around you in everything, which they are. All around you, what we're calling space, even that's what quantum physics now is telling you, it's not just space, it's not void, like there's nothing. Where do you think your fucking electricity is from? If you're learning about nuclear and all that kind of shit, it's all in the fucking environment. What you calling the prana, or that that good as prana, you be, go to the, okay, these are all fucking energy. Now, you may not conscious enough to grasp it that way, but it doesn't mean it's not around you. That's why you have to understand you need to wake up to the truth. The truth has always been around you. This is why your purpose is for you to get to know you. There's no greater thing than you. Because the more you know about you, the more you will accomplish in life. You can only go as far as you know, as you go. Even in what you call the 48th power of law, all of that shit is niggas that are teaching you how to develop your own psychology so you can win. When they're telling you they're giving you game, well, this is game that I'm giving you. This is true fucking nugget, nigga. And these are important, or they have, because of who you are. If you weren't spirit, then none of these things wouldn't count. They wouldn't do anything. And this is why now when you're learning about spirituality, now we're trying to teach you to learn about the things that you don't see. Because for you to fully become you, you have to embrace everything. That's why the more you know about you, the more mysterious you become. And as you're knowing about you, you become mysterious in itself. Everything's mysterious, nigga. The fuck? You see, we are downplaying ourselves because you don't know who you are. You are the prize, man. But that prize has to be actualized. That's the whole meaning of you becoming illuminated. To be of God. That's why you need God in your life now. That's the spark that you need to spark this whole thing in you. That's why spirituality is a practical matter. It's not something, okay, that's outside of you. Or this nigga, maybe he's that nigga because he dresses this way. No, it's all of you. That's why it requires for you to know you. And for you to fully know who you are, to become the illuminated one, you have to look at you from different perspective. Because there are many different aspects to you. Do you see where I'm going with this? What we call the mystère. You are that mystère, man. That's why you can't remove that element out of your life. You better embrace it and be mysterious, motherfucker. You have to become the legend. You are legend, motherfucker. But you can't be that. You're already that. It has to be activated. This is where now the term being born again comes in. Pow. Now you're being born of the Spirit. Breathing that good ass prana. All right. I'm gonna stop. Let me stop. I'm just being too much. I'm being extra right now. You know what I'm saying? But that's the point. That's what I'm trying to get you to see. So again, just speaking of spirituality in itself, without even me having to delve into the conversation that we're going to be talking about, it's already it's all you need. You know what I'm saying? To jumpstart you, to get you started on that mission, man. For you to know who you are. Get your medicine, motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? That's why this shit is needed. And this is what God does in your life. And this is why we all need God in our lives. And when you understand that, now with the Spirit of God now, you're not living by the flesh. Do you understand what that means? Not living by the flesh, that simply means you're not living through the understanding of, let's just say, you have to keep up with the Joneses, you got to have this car, you got to look this way, you got to look that way. Because when you live that way, then you know what happens? You keeping up with the Joneses. Then now it's a reflection of the society that we're living in right now. You look at people only from a physical perspective, meaning you don't see the God in them. That's what it means when the monk says namaste. They are acknowledging the God in you regardless of what you look like. That's what that shit means. And they're not going to let you fool them because they know who they are. You know what I'm saying? That's why, you know, like even it's another way of saying beloved. My dear brothers. I call you brother because I acknowledge that we are the same. My beloved brothers. In the name of Jesus. That's what that shit means, man. See, the word has to be made flesh. That's what Jesus died for you. You have to become that. Then when you understand that, that's when now, you know, you're going to love your brothers. You're going to love your enemies. All the good shit that Jesus was talking about. Because now you not only know Jesus from a fucking book reference perspective, fuck that. Now you're going beyond that. Now you're living that. Now it has become your experience, your reality. Talk your shit, baby. I can't wait for you to step into that, you know, into that oneness and start talking your shit unapologetically, baby. I can't wait to start hearing y'all niggas talking that way. Don't worry about me. I'm good. I'm good. Don't worry about me. You know what I'm saying? I talk a whole bunch of my shit. You know what I'm saying? In fact, you're going to know about all my whole work. You know what I'm saying? You're going to know how victorious I am in due time. See, I speak from... Yo, listen, man. I live the shit that I'm talking about here, man. I'm living this shit. And I will die by it too. And since there's no death in it, so you already know what's taking place. It's transformation over transformation. But anyway, y'all, come on, man. Let me be gentle. Let me be gentle with you motherfuckers. So now, on the flip side of spirituality, you have something called the occult. Now you're dealing with the type of knowledge, the esoteric knowledge. You know, that type of knowledge now, that's the key. You know, Jesus used to speak in parable for the masses. But for the ones, you know what I'm saying, that's why this, do you get it? Because you can't cast your pearls before swine, man. Do you understand? That's why you gotta let the blind lead the blind, man. This is for the ones who have life in them. This is for the one who are seeking. Hey, stop seeking, man. You good. You go home, motherfucker. You got exactly what you're looking for. That's it. You know? Man. Then the experience in itself, man, the mystery. Oh my God. It's man, there's a lot I would love to share with you guys, man, but I just don't want to spook you, man. You know, this world that we're living in, the experience, man. You know, and if you're a psychic, you're a medium, a lot of us, we have different skills, different gifts. You know how to astral travel. You know so many different things. Then you know. You know, then you have a glimpse of what I'm talking about. When you really get to experience it on that level. And maintain that communication with them too. Oh, listen, man. I mean, I know, man. Like, what the fuck you guys want me to tell you, man? But anyway, going back now to, we were talking about spirituality. You know, now you're dealing with the occult, you know, that esoteric knowledge that is helping you now to tap into the non-physical aspect of you. That's what that knowledge is. That's what that knowledge is dealing with. You know, that's the part of you that this knowledge is targeting. That's why it's called esoteric knowledge. You cannot take it for granted. Now, you know, some of the basic shit that the occult will teach you, because now you're dealing with the part of you that is not seen. That's why they call it the dark side. Not dark because of your Hollywood understanding, evil, devil, and all of that nonsense. But it's because it's not seen. It's not in the light. Because in the world that we're living in, there you have the light and the dark, just like you have the sun and the moon. We share all of these things. You know, the part of you that is visible, that will be your sun. That's why you have your sun sign. When people tell you I'm a Leo, I'm a this, I'm a that, you're talking about your sun sign. But how about your lunar side? That's why when you understand that you are the 12 disciples. You are the 12 stars. The zodiac is you. Then again, the mystery. The more you know about you, the more mysterious you have no other choice to fucking become. And let's be honest, this life is mysterious, bro. Regardless on how you want to look at it. Even if you choose to look at it from a negative perspective, we're just killing each other, you know, it's all of that shit. Even that alone. It's all part of it, man. Then now you really get to see, okay, if you're saying that, then why are we doing that? Why do you have certain people that are behaving a certain way? Then again, it's revealing, you know, like even the wonders of the world. How people change, how whatever the fuck. Even our society from where it was to where it is, even the evolution that we're doing now, whatever the fuck, man, that in itself. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why you can't, I mean, you can't neglect yourself that much, man. for you not to see how special we are. But for you to see that, it requires, that's where the term consciousness comes in. Knowing you. And the more you know about you, the more, again, you are embracing that mystery side of you. Then when you look at, that's what the Kabbalion now, that's why I recommend the Kabbalion to a lot of you guys, because it's helping you to know who you are. You're living in a world where good and bad is part of it. You need good, you need bad, you need pain, you need everything. That's why you can't look at this life, or when you talk about perfection, from a flawless perspective. This is you not being in tune with reality. We learn more by failing. You walking today because as a baby you failed, but you had to keep failing, and then you walk. But when you're living in a society that's teaching you to have this image, this is what you got to look like. When you're not that image, then it becomes an issue for you. There's nothing wrong about none of you, man. No part of you, not your dick, not your pussy. You know, like, all of it is beautiful, bro. Do you know even your shit? In fact, for my organic niggas, they use your shit. The shit that you shit that came out of your ass, that stink. They use it for your organic shit, bro. Your pee, your urine, there's such a thing as a urine therapy or some shit. Some nasty shit. I mean, I'm not doing it, but I'm saying that to say, I mean, again, everything about you is marvelous, nigga. Everything. You don't even have to take my word for it. Google that shit. I mean, I can't recall the exact terminology. I think it's called the urination therapy or some shit. You know what I'm saying? That helps you, man. Like, you know what I mean? You drinking pee and shit. But then again, I'm saying that, you know, just to get you to see the bigger picture. Even on some dumb shit. We are marvelous, bro. We are fucking, you are the shit. But then again, here's the thing. You have to acknowledge it. This is the part that you have to wake up to. You have to wake up to you. But how do you wake up to you if you're not in alignment with you? This is where, and this is why it's necessary now for you to know, you know what I'm saying, to value you. Be yourself. You know, and then you get to see, like, not only the law of correspondence, like, you never hear, like, a saying that goes, like, the wise man, and every wise man, and even myself, the more I'm learning, the more I want, not only that I want to learn more, because I realize that I don't know as much as I think I know. And trust me, I do know at the same time. So I'm seeing different part of me. It's like, and this is what I always tell people too, and this part here is going to be for my ladies, but I'm saying that the more you know about you, you have to embrace all of you. Now, the part that I was going to say for my ladies, you want to be independent, you got to learn how to be dependent. They go hand in hand. Do you know why the job that you're working for now is giving you bonuses? You know, they're coming up with so many different ways to get you to be your best. Because they are depending on you, man. To be independent, if you have your own apartment, you're paying your own car, guess what you do? You got to have a job. Hey, how you doing, Michelle? Guess what? you gotta have a job, or you gotta have a business. And if you have a business, who do you need to who I mean, if you have a business right now, everybody's talking about yeah, be independent, having your business. If you don't have any customers, fuck you and your business, nigga. Fuck you and your business. So again, I'm saying that to say, to be independent, you gotta be dependent. They go hand in hand. You know, the most successful motherfucker, or the millionaire, however the fuck you want to call it, they have companies, they have a lot of people working. They depend on these people as much as those people are depending on them. Now, if they don't know their values, now that's on you now. Do you see what I'm saying? That's why true independence, man, you don't have to act it out in a way of, I don't need a man. Because if you're doing that, I mean, it has nothing to do with you being independent then. Because you don't know how to be dependent. These are just facts, bro. But not just that, but this is the whole reality. Just like good pain, you need pain for you to grow. We need conflict. You know, I was watching Michael Jordan, like one of the fucking Last Dance. I don't remember. This nigga, like, you know, you gotta have competition. I.e., do you know what competition is? It's the opposition. It's God and Satan. Oh, the enemy that all of you motherfuckers are talking about. That's why Jesus is telling you, love your enemies. They add to you. Even if you understand the whole Judah shit, if Jesus had to die, somebody had to do it. Somebody had to do it. Somebody had to betray Jesus, right? So when you're looking at it from that perspective too, I mean, how bad is Judah? Judah's as good as fucking Jesus, because without Judas, there's no fucking Christ, nigga. See, when you understand that, then you have attained perfection. That's what perfection is. It's not about not being, or to be flawless. When you're looking at, when anybody's saying you, or even to be afraid of making mistakes, you're living in your mind. You're not living in reality. And you can't see the reality because you don't see yourself. Because if you see yourself, then you would understand making mistakes. This is how a lot of it, that's how you improve. And that's why you need pain. That's why you need opposition. Worst enemies, but your best teacher. That's what pain are there for. That's why for you have to learn how to love with an open heart. With a broken heart. An open heart too. Regardless of how broken it is. Then again, the more you know about you, the more mysterious you are becoming. Because and then you start looking at this reality from a different perspective too, man. That's why I tell people, hey man, if your consciousness only allows you to see people that are killing others, I'm not saying that is not taking place, but this is how you're defining this world alone. You don't see any of what I just said. Wow. And for the most part, that's how to the pure all is pure. You're not going to see the purity or the fucking perfection in this world until you become perfect yourself. Isn't that the reason why we said beauty is in the eye of the beholder? Here's something else too. You are defining your own reality. I mean, if that's how you see it, I mean that. Well, I really don't give a fuck, but I'm sorry for you, man. I mean, that is some sorry shit, because out of this world, you getting to know who you are, you finding out your purpose, your passion, and all of this shit, then you skip all that shit to talk about this is the reality that you see. I'm not saying it doesn't exist, but I'm trying to get you to see this is where you at with it. Miss me with that bullshit, bro. Miss me with that bullshit, bro. You know, I mean, I mean, your justification isn't justified enough. It requires more justification. You know, you need more alignment. You know, just like we say, to the pure, all is pure. Well, unfortunately for you, this is where you're stuck with it. But the more you know of you, man, then you'll get to see how connected you are to nature. Then you'll get to see how everything is mirroring each other. When we talk about the sacred geometry, is that all of those shapes and form, there's meaning behind them. When people are doing kitchen magic, that's what that is. Magic is energy weapon. Well, depending on how you use it. It's all around you. But now here's the thing. That's why for me, and I understand the reason why our ancestors didn't teach magic to just anybody. I know this is going to sound a little bit cliche because a lot of people are saying it, or it doesn't have any meaning, but with great powers, man, comes great responsibility. Are you going to give a shotgun to a 3-year-old kid to play with? Because what's going to happen is, I could tell you one or two things. Either they're going to kill themselves or they're going to kill somebody else. The reason why we didn't teach magic or certain things, you had to be initiated, because we understood there's a certain... listen, people are doing magic for anything nowadays, bro. Bro, like, and I remember Brother Panic talked about that shit too. He said, yo, nigga, like, maybe you need a better resume, nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, that's why, and there's rules to it too that a lot of people don't know. You never put magic on nobody else. You do magic on you. Never nobody else. When you do it, now you're violating spiritual laws. And then if you know someone who knows, like I know, try it on me. Try it on me. This is open trial for anybody. I'm inviting anybody who would like to do some spell, any type of magic on me. I'm inviting you to do so. And then you're going to find out. This is an open invitation through the world. You don't put spell on other people. Now you find people who are how do you put a love spell on somebody else? Because of your low self-esteem. That's why for me, there's certain things I'm never going to teach people, bro. If you're looking for love, put a love spell on you, not on nobody else. Open up your own heart for you to find love. And then your frequency, as you do that to open yourself up, then now you're going to learn how to be vulnerable and all that shit. And then as you're doing so, then now you're following yourself. You're doing the shit that you're supposed to do. And then now watch how you're going to bring love to you. That's how it goes. How do you violate somebody? How do you it's almost like, think about it, man. It's like, why would you want somebody who don't want you? Like, It's not even love. I mean, what the fuck is that? You see people, you find people, let's just say you have a disagreement with somebody. Oh, okay, let me go ahead and take care of you. It's the same shit. Instead of using a gun, they're using energy weapon. And that's what you're calling, if that's what you're calling voodoo, I mean, you don't know, obviously, you don't know nothing about voodoo, bro. And for the most part, you don't. You don't. And that's what I see that people are calling voodoo. They call them witchcraft, and those are energy weapons. Regardless, you don't have to do voodoo to know these things. That's why Hinduism, they know how to do it. And even in Buddhism too. All the mudras, everything that you see in these niggas, this is all magic, nigga. But they're not doing these things on other people. They're doing it on them. But the weak use that, because if you say no to a stupid motherfucker, now they're gonna put spell on you so you could say yes. And what? Like, what the fuck? Trash. And when you find the person who knows who they are, because this is weak fucking energy, guess what, man? That shit's gonna come right back to you. You know what I'm saying? What are you gonna do with somebody that don't want you, man? Make that shit make sense to me, man. Like, for me, yo, nigga, if I, even since you don't fuck with me, I don't even want to fuck with you. I just gotta feel it for me. So think about now you telling me you don't fuck with me, and now I'm trying to fuck with you. To do what? I mean, I can't do it, bro. And it's not just because it's not. Is that what people would call arrogant? Is that arrogance, man? Because I love myself? Am I arrogant because I have values, nigga? You know what I'm saying? Like, you fucking have the whole world. I'm not doing that shit. That's arrogant, dog? Because I have values? Golly. Really? Is that what we're talking about here? Am I not being humble because I have values? Why would I just do anything? Oh, shit. It's coming down 5%. Oh, I gotta go get this shit. Anyway, fuck it, man. It's getting dark anyway. I gotta go. But anyway, party people, we're gonna leave it here. You already know. It's nothing but love. Always remember, for you to be, for you to do, you have to be. You know, and the pain, the remedy of the pain is in the pain. Aishen. Bro, Mali. That shit is dying. Later.